Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method that reveals smart money buy and sell levels, and BORSOG trading, which helps you to get in sync with the markets, and the CTKS Masterclass to transfer the skills for you to be your own financial advisor. If you're new, a very warm welcome, and welcome back KS family. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto and stock markets, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 1.08% to 19,353. Ethereum is down 1.71% to 1312. The key thing we need to look at today is a sell-off coming. I posted this chart on Twitter. One key is that we need to hold the 19,333 line. That's an upward support line. So long as we maintain this upward trajectory, we're okay. But the concept is we're still 7.85% away from our resistance line, and that will come into play at around 20,859. Using the CTKS method to understand smart money buy and sell levels, we can currently see there's a smart money resistance level at 19,427. Price dipped below that, and that weakness resulted in sellers coming in and pushing the price down. That's why you see such a long violation of this line, because it's under support currently. The other thing to bear in mind, we're just a little bit away from the Armageddon line, and that will come into play at 18,942. The Armageddon line is just 2.35% away from the current price of 19,399. Turning to the longs and the shorts, we can see the longs are definitely buying the dip. The shorts were coming out of the market, but they've started to get a little bit more confident in what they're doing. 24-hour liquidations are 32.49 million across a mere 13,046 liquidation positions. That's very, very low. But after all, it is the weekend. And we can see, in terms of total liquidations, across the past 24 hours, there's been about 85% long. Past 12 hours have been 90% long. Past 4 hours, about 95% long. And the past hour, say 51% short. So the majority of liquidations have been long liquidations, but they've been very, very small as well. We know from Rule 225 that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. What we can get from the markets is the Fed officials want to increase to 4.5% and may move higher. A lot of people have been expecting a Fed pivot to easy money stance, but that's not on the cards at the moment. And we saw last week the results of a strong job market. One thing to note, the stock market in earnings season is literally earnings driven. And negative pressure on earnings is absolutely feasible when you have high periods of inflation. And it's really important to be aware that the PPI and the CPI come out next week. They could have markets on the edge of a razor blade. And also, later in the week, core retail sales come out, as well as consumer sentiment. We've also seen that the Fed balance sheet is unwinding. They're getting rid of their assets. We've seen the 5-year and the 10-year break-even inflation rate come down. But the Fed has a lot of work to do, and we can see Bitcoin has gone fairly flatline. It's held up with a lot of strength. But unfortunately, the inflation rate tends to go the way of the major indexes. So if the indexes were to rally, inflation would be back on the front burner. The next FOMC meeting, which is in approximately 25 days, Traders are expecting an 81.1% probability of a 75 basis point increase. Don't be surprised at all when you see probabilities for 100 basis point increases showing up. How have the markets responded to this? We've seen an increased elevation in fear. The Nasdaq 100 unfortunately lost its support line. It's now under resistance. Bond prices have been coming down, yields coming up. The dollar was on a rampage recently, and that's taken down the price of gold. But there's a lot of geopolitical uncertainty, especially Russia, Ukraine, and China and Taiwan. And we know that OPEC Plus cut 2 million barrels per day from their production quota. So we've seen an increase in the price of oil. Oil is inflationary. We can see that junk bonds have retraced, but they may be forming a bit of an uptrend here, so we need to keep our mind open. Looking at junk bonds is an exceptionally good way of seeing potential turns inside the markets. Every day we do our BORSOG code, which is part of our three-dimensional thinking, which is all about active risk management, not just on your portfolio, but also specific trades. We start with the first concept. What do we feel the markets are going to do based on probabilities? Are they going to go down, which would be a D, flat, which would be an F, or up, which would be a U? And what is the probability that we think the price will move against us, just go nowhere, go neutral, or go for us? And we consider going against us first. This is not to be negative, but it's just to be conservative. It's really important that you don't tell yourself stories on what the market could or could not do. You just stack probabilities. And then the last part of it is how synchronized in with the market do we feel? For example, if you've got the Midas touch, if everything that you say comes to pass in the market, you would have a very, very high synchronization factor. If that's not happening, you can have a low one. But it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong if you have a low synchronization factor. It means the market could be changing its character. Doing your BORSOG code each and every day is a fantastic way to get rewarded by the market. And thank you, Art, for your very kind comment. And I'm so incredibly appreciative and grateful for every single member in our beloved global family. We have so many incredible comments each and every day, and just the most amazing community. As a community, we're all focused on positive excellence and making a positive difference in our lives and the lives of those we love. And if you have friends or family who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Thank you everyone for your amazing comments. And if you don't usually comment, please feel free to reach out and just say hi. We'd love to hear from you. And knowing this world is all about abundance can be a real game changer. And to Beardy and Art, happy birthday month, my friends. And Beardy said, can't wait to see the coffee club video for this month. This month I'm going to go into a deeper rule, 837, look deeper. This rule will give you some edges, some very powerful edges on how to be your own financial advisor. How to look into information and see deep, deep below the surface. And this will be the 15th video, and I'm going to put that video out after this particular one. No rest for me. This is just my way of saying thank you to the very kind members of our global family who reach out and share their appreciation by buying me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. Thank you so much to Oscar, to Jen, to someone, and to Rundle Ridge. Very beautiful, and there's some very beautiful comments under these particular boxes. I never log in and show you those comments because I believe in guarding people's privacy. And you'll be able to find the new video when you click on the post button. As crypto technical analysts, we look at all dimensions of the market and have three-dimensional thinking. We think far and wide. We don't look for simplistic solutions because honestly, they're not in the market. The markets are very, very complex and always changing character. We just have to be there and go with the market. Another way to think about it is the market is always correct. The question is, are we going to hold or are we going to see a sell-off? You know that the CPI numbers and a range of other data is coming through in this coming week. Earnings season is starting and earnings will be less than what we would anticipate in all probability. If yields keep on increasing like this and the federal funds rate gets pushed higher and higher and higher, it will actually take the stock markets and crypto down with it. This is something that you must be aware of. Keep your eyes on the numbers. Keep running the numbers. Don't worry about what the press, what the media says. Dig deeper. Look deeper. One thing that I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, it was really important that we hit this level of resistance and got above it. We've been rejected from it. That's not good in terms of market structure. I also wanted to give you a bit of an insight into the S&P 500. You notice how we had this sell-off in March. We had a bit of a rally and then we dropped below that previous low. What actually happened, and this is on a weekly basis for the S&P 500, what actually happened in the following week after that technical violation? We got a push up and then it got sold down by sellers. What happened the week after that? What happened is that the markets came down further and then the buyers stepped in. Went horizontal, went a little bit flat, but with an upward bias. What do we see actually happening now? We can see that this rally was a lot shorter. This one was a lot longer. And what we've seen is a sell down below that previous support level. What's actually happened? A kind of a similar thing here. People step back into the market and the seller said, oh no you don't, you're going down. What we could anticipate in the next week is some potential negative price action which could be reversed or go flat. This is something that you just want to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that we're going to go there because you can see there's a very big difference between this candle and this one. We had lower lows being made there. We didn't have this on this one. A lot of people, when they get into the markets, they just want a simple rule. And this is zone 1, zone 2 behavior. They just want to say, well, are we at the bottom? Are we at the top? What's going on? The truth is, you don't know the bottoms until they're past, and you don't know the tops until they're past either. This is the thing with markets. They're very, very tricky. So we have to stack probabilities. Stacking the probability of an increased rate in the federal funds rate will increase yields. Increasing yields puts pressure on all global stock markets because of the specific economic and socio-political factors that we're going through at the current time. And as we've seen previously, when the federal funds rate prediction actually bypasses levels of resistance and starts going up, that means the reduction in yields is over. They've started to bounce back up again. And we can see that the yields have been going pretty much bananas since the 1st of August. The 2-year, the 5-year, the 20-year, the 10-year, the 30-year, they're all going up and up and up. And that's placing a lot of pressure on not only Bitcoin, but the major stock markets, and not just in the US, because the US markets control the world markets. And Masterclass students in LV19, you'll get this live chart and a deep explanation. You can see the green indexes, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell. You can see that all the global markets are in alignment, and some are overextending and some are underextending. But the US markets are the dominant markets globally. And that's because about 60 cents in every dollar of global investment makes its way to the US markets. A lot of people are talking about a bottom in Bitcoin. I think we can't be so quick to actually hammer in a bottom just yet, because Bitcoin's gravity is influenced by the stock market. If you were saying that Bitcoin has reached its bottom, you're actually also saying that all the major indexes have reached their bottoms as well. Is that the case? Is that actually what we feel? If the bottoms have been hammered out in the major indices, we would expect the ACWI to form a higher low here and then just go up from this particular point. That means that any further federal rate rises and Fed increases and also ECB increases and central bank increases all around the world will have absolutely no effect on the global markets. The probability of that happening is incredibly low. If earnings come in lower than expected, that will also affect stock market valuations and we would see sell downs. I know this particularly doesn't make a lot of sense, but we need to see incredible negative sentiment inside the main markets and inside crypto. We want to see people talking about Bitcoin going to zero or going to 10,000, and we want to see it everywhere to know the bottom is close. What we want to see is sentiment actually decreasing and decreasing and decreasing to as low as it can possibly go. This will indicate a bottom is in. We also want to see the DXY, the US dollar currency index, breaking its uptrend and starting to collapse. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is the bottom in crypto? And if so, why do you think that? And if not, why do you think that as well? It's really good to discuss these things. I'd just like to point out a couple of other things. When we look at total crypto market cap, that's actually divided into three different things. Total one is everything, the entire crypto market cap, which is currently $901.205 billion. Total 2 is total less Bitcoin, and total 3 is total less Bitcoin and Ethereum. What you'll actually notice with total 3, and it's a little bit hard to see here, but the concept is total 3 is getting very, very close to its support, its own Armageddon line. We have to be really careful because Bitcoin and Ethereum are so strong, they can mask what's happening underneath the hood of the crypto market. We can see Ethereum holding on to its previous support levels quite well. It's looking reasonably healthy. But when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not looking at all healthy. And we've actually been analyzing Bitcoin for quite some time in this episode. So you should have a fair idea that this is very, very close to the Armageddon line. It's literally 3% away. And it's important to understand when we lose support lines, we can have big retracements. These Armageddon lines are very, very important to keep your eye on. And they should be respected because your portfolio will thank you for looking. I'll just take Bitcoin off and draw in some key lines. This is a resistance line, and it's drawn from the same point to the same point on all total 1, total 2, total 3, and Ethereum. So when we look at total 3, we're looking at the entire alt market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. What do we see? It's getting above resistance. That's a quite good sign. And what you'll find is that so many times there will be conflicting signals. Just get used to it. Just expect it because it's just normal. And when we look at total, which of course includes Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can see that we're starting to break out of this resistance, but we're coming down. Now, is this a retest of the resistance line to turn it to support, or is it going to fall through it? We're at a fairly critical stance in the markets at the moment. If we look at total 2, and that's basically just the total crypto market cap less Bitcoin, we can see a very similar thing happening, but we saw it happening before, but that didn't hold. It came down further. We're seeing a series of lower highs forming. And that's not what we want to see. We don't want to see that. We want to see an uptrend. We want to see something like this. So when we look at total 3, which is all of crypto, less Bitcoin and less Ethereum, we can see that the alts are getting over resistance. This is more healthy. This is healthier. This is a good thing to see. And when we look at Ethereum, we can see Ethereum is a long way underneath resistance. It has a bit of a different pattern. The purpose of the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass is to teach you to be your own financial advisor, and it's a premium Rolls-Royce level masterclass on crypto technical analysis. And I invented the CTKS method to help people see smart money buy and sell lines in the markets. I invented the CTKS method to update stock market and Forex technical analysis, to be able to reflect the exponential price action that's inherent in crypto. And we use the CTKS method to reveal smart money buy and sell levels. Let's keep our eye on how the totals are moving. I'm always looking for any way that I can add value and help you. And before, I used to read out the greatest 24-hour percent gainers and losers from here. I think it's much better if you can actually textualize or contextualize the greatest gainers and greatest losers by their past price behavior. So I'm just doing a little bit differently today. Please let me know if this is of assistance. We can see Quant, one of the greatest gainers, and look at this divergence between Bitcoin's gravity in blue and Quant. Very, very interesting. XLM, Stellar. We can see the divergence between Bitcoin's gravity and Stellar. Very good. MakerDAO. We can see that Bitcoin's gravity has fallen and Maker has escaped Bitcoin's gravity, but it's gravity after all. We can see that Luna C is actually overcoming levels of resistance. It may have more power in it yet. And we can see ENS is starting to get above a top level resistance level. Not too bad. CVX, Convex Finance, not doing too badly, resisting Bitcoin's gravitational pull to the downside, seeking to get above top level resistance. Carver just wobbling up and down at the moment. Nothing too special, basically just fluctuations in the current price. XRP, we can see XRP, and Charles got behind XRP recently from ADA. Good on you, Charles. And basically said that the SEC needs to just create clarity for the crypto market instead of enforcing people into oblivion. Who can't agree or disagree with that? Absolutely logical sense. And what we see, XRP doing really well. And we can imagine if XRP wins the court case against the SEC, XRP will be relisted all over the place, and that will absolutely positively push price. But also consider if XRP loses, what would that do? What we do is have three-dimensional decision making. We don't go all in and more. We actually run the numbers and we look at probabilities. In all probability, XRP will win, but there's nothing certain in the legal market, so please be careful. I've done the reverse for the greatest losers. We can see RSR just retracing after an absolutely monstrous melt up. It's kind of just retracing at the moment. HNT, helium, has been deflating of late, and that's quite a long period of deflating. And looking at Uni has actually lost a level of support and is now retracing down. We can see Chili's actually under resistance at the moment, but trying to get above resistance by consolidating through price. Link is just waving up and down. Nothing here or there. It's just normal price action. And we can see that alignment with Bitcoin's gravity as well. EGLD, a monstrous run up. We always tend to get a consolidation when we get these very sharp angles up if the project is very strong, or we see sharp angles reflecting or reversing down. So just bear that in mind. And EGLD is moving in directional correlation with Bitcoin at the moment, but it's just got a little bit more strength. Matic is just retracing, still in alignment. And when we look at Raven, RVN, we can see RVN has been coming down for quite a while. When we get these very big movements up, they need to digest. And that's what we're seeing here. Please let me know in the comments if this is helpful to you. Looking at the top cryptos, we can see Ethereum moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. BNB gained strength, and this is on the 2 hour, just like I did the greatest gainers and greatest losers. So I want to give you a comparative basis so you can see BNB starting to lose strength and starting to sell down. We can see ADA a lot weaker than Bitcoin's gravity. Come on, Charles, you need some of that love from XRP, but it's all going into XRP. Look at XRP just going for it. Well done, XRP. Solana is just literally, you can see Solana can get really, really choppy. It's just retracing at the moment. And we may have lost, yes, in fact, we have lost a level of tight support there. So just something to bear in mind. Doge looks quite interesting. Looks like it could be turning around. So just keep an eye on Doge. When we look at Polkadot, that's been very much under pressure for quite some time. Come on, Gavin, you've got to get out there and tell people about Polkadot and how good it is, because it is really good. And looking at Matic, we covered Matic in the previous area. A lot of people go all in and more, but they never consider that you control the trade or investment, but the market controls the return. It's up to the market to give you the return. And when you have a lot of knowledge, you'll find the market gives you a lot of return. Return and knowledge move together hand in hand. Always have your three-dimensional thinking at all times. It's incredibly important to not let fear guide your decision-making process. If you do, what you'll find is the fear will tell you to sell when you should buy and buy when you should sell. That's why we have positive excellence. Positive excellence actually leads to sustainable fulfillment, meaning happiness and success. We spoke about abundance mindset in the last video. Michael said, the abundance mindset is the belief that opportunities are limitless and being grateful for those opportunities without worrying about the future or what happened in the past. The opposite of abundance thinking is scarcity thinking, and Badger said, scarcity is a subtle lie that permeates all of society. Learning about abundance frees the mind from these shackles imposed by fear. Much of what we learn in the masterclass cannot be found anywhere else and is life-changing in all aspects of life. The CTKS method embodies all of the green boxes of positive excellence. I feel like a kid when I see a fresh chart. I can't wait to chart it and discover its secrets. Badger says, you're all my friends, and because of you, I think more deeply. I laugh harder, cry less, and smile much more. Pullbacks only give me the strength to rally again. So beautiful, Badger. And I want to thank everybody who commented. And Dream6 said, on the abundance mindset, I've learned a lot from you on this one, Ken. When I first got into economics and finance years ago, I loved the content from what I call the paradigm of scarcity mindset commentators like Peter Schiff and the doom and gloom sky is falling media. So refreshing to hear your opposite point of view, and so much better for my trading skills. I thought it would be an excellent idea to talk about scarcity in today's video. Just think about scarcity. What does it do to people? If people have a scarcity mindset, how do they act or react to things? This will help so many people seek to overcome scarcity thinking because it's very subtle, it's very hidden, just like Badger said. And like Dream6 said, the sky is falling media is the media. We're not taught to be courageous and fearless. We're taught to be fearful, literally full of fear. So talking about this hidden scarcity problem and how it infects the mindset, this would help so many people. I'd love to see your comments. And just to let you know, I'll be awarding the Tails CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship next week. The CTKS Masterclass requires a lot of persistence, dedication, and commitment. It's all about me transferring my 30 years plus of financial experience to you. So go slow to go fast. Just do one video at a time. I don't assume any previous knowledge. And what you'll find is the daily video totally supports the masterclass concepts. Whatever you do, don't skip lessons. You'll find something new in every lesson. And many people have done the masterclass 2, 3, or even 4 times. And they keep discovering new things. Every day, to get your abundance thinking in, to get courage as the CEO of your thought processes, you can just reflect on the CTKS creed. It will do wonders for your profitability. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. When you say these positive affirmations to yourself, you install courage and you kick the dictator of fear clean out of your mind. It's always important to be aware of what can go wrong. That's why we do three-dimensional thinking. But in the end, courage makes the decisions. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.